What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Afros in the Diaspora. And today we have the Grand Komanda himself. He is an incredible comedian based in Canada, all the way from Nigeria. Mr. Grand Komanda, we hail you today.
Yay!
How are you
Thank you for
doing?
that wonderful introduction. Thank you
Of
so much.
course, yeah. How are you? Are you ready to dive into our episode for today?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so you are from Nigeria, so I'm going to ask you some trivia about Nigeria. Are you ready?
Okay.
What is the
Okay.
full name of the current president of Nigeria? Emi
Uh,
Loko.
I do want to go by his royal blueness, His Excellency Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay. Nice
Yeah.
one. Nice one.
I
Nice
use
one.
chief because some people call him chief, some people call him senator, and
Yeah. I mean, some people also call him Jagaban. So,
yeah, he's got so many names.
he's got a lot of
Jagaban
titles.
Horogu and
Yeah.
a whole lot of them.
Okay. That was good. That was good. All right. Whose
Okay.
face is on the 200 naira note?
On the 200 naira note,
Yes. Whose face is there?
hold on, the 100 naira note is the one that I think has Namdi Azikiwe or so.
No.
I don't know, but it has some Igbo guy on it, I
No.
think. The 200 naira note
Hmm.
is that the Amadu Bello?
That is Amadu Bello.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Well done. It took you, you went on a journey, but you
Yeah, I mean,
arrived.
I had to start. I had to start from the bottom, and then
Yeah.
also so that you don't get to ask me the other
The
notes.
other one. Okay, you
You
know what?
see,
For that there, who is on the 1,000 naira notes?
on the 1,000 naira note,
Uh,
oh my god, oh shoot,
there are two people on the 1,000 naira notes. Do you want to guess at least one of them?
Aliu something.
Aliu Mai Bornu
I don't know,
and
Aliu something.
Clement Isong.
I
Both of
don't
them were the governors of Central Bank. Who was the first
Okay.
and only prime minister of Nigeria? Easy.
First and only prime minister.
Yes, of your motherland.
Hold on,
Come on, let's have it.
Obafemi
Let's have it.
Awolowo,
No. You want to try
Tafawa
again?
Balewa,
Tafawa Balewa. Abubakar Tafawa Balewa.
Abubakar
Hey.
Tafawa Balewa.
All of you people are knowing Buko. Okay, I have another one for you. Who
Okay,
amalgamated the northern and southern protectorates of Nigeria?
Lord Lugard.
Lord Lugard. That guy. That very,
Yeah,
very
then his
guy.
wife gave the name, coins the name
Niger
Nigeria.
area. Yeah.
Some
See,
people say it's not his wife. Some people say it was his side chick and stuff and
that's
all
what
of
I
that.
heard. That's what I
Hmm.
heard. But imagine giving your side chick the power to name an entire
I
country.
mean,
That's
it
like
just shows you that it just shows you the guys of old. They were ballers.
that level of effrontery is something else.
They were ballers, man. They were
We're
ballers.
on another level.
The
Okay.
guy was like, "Babe, you know what? I'll give you some." She's like, "I know you give me money and stuff." He's like, "Come on, man.
I want my
I'm
name
not
to
gonna
be in
give you money. I'm
history.
gonna give you something different. I'm
Yeah.
gonna etch your name into the times of history." And she's like, "What's that?" It's like, "I'll blow your mind, babe. You know what? That new country, you name it." And she's
You
like,
name it.
"What?"
See, I have a different imagination of how it went down because it would have been something like, am I just a side chick to you? Is that all I
Mm.
am? Do I not have any value? Now, okay, okay, no vex. See, I'm about to name this country. Yeah, what name will you like? Something like that.
You know? Okay.
Emotional blackmail.
Okay. Emotional blackmail. I
Yeah,
left you and came all the way from England with you.
yeah.
Now
Your
you
wife,
want to send me back like some old hag?
and you wouldn't even tell your wife about us.
He's like, no, I mean, I'm gonna make you worth your while. So, see
Yeah.
that new country I just got? You name it.
It's like we're in this together. You know all those bobo that married men used to tell small small girls.
Oh my god. Oh,
Okay. Where is the name Nigeria derived from?
Nigeria.
Yeah. So I have some options.
Okay.
Niger Republic, Niger State, River Niger.
Is it going to be the River Niger?
It's you got it the first time actually. River Niger is what
Yeah, so
inspired the
it's
name.
it's got it's the River Niger.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Okay, I'm trying.
Yes. Well
I'm trying.
done. Well done. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Come on, take flower. Good job.
Please bring it. I'll use it. I'll cook later.
Okay, so we're going to move over to some riddles. So don't think too hard. The most silly answer
Not
may
to do
just
with
be the
riddles.
answer.
So please disclaimer, guys. If I don't get it, please don't judge me, please.
Please judge him. Look at me that I'm talking.
Please don't judge me if I don't get it. Come
Please
on,
don't judge him.
it
But
can
this is
happen
a
to
no.
anybody. It can happen to anybody. It
Yes,
can
it's a
happen to
no
anybody.
judgment zone. This is a no judgment zone. Please, nobody should judge him.
Absolutely.
But the first riddle: there are 12 fish, and half of them drown. How many are there? How many are left? Sorry.
Fishes live inside water. They don't drown.
Hey, look at you! You said you're bad at riddles. That was a trick question, and you got it.
Come on, man. How we say fish drown?
I
You-
honestly, I would probably have said half of them drown. Obviously, six.
Nah,
Fishes don't
fish
drown.
live inside water. They don't drown.
Yeah. Okay. How many bricks does it take to complete a building made of brick?
Lots of bricks.
How many does it take to complete a building made of bricks? It takes one.
A building made of
The
bricks.
Yeah, the last one is the one that completes it.
So there's several bricks used in building that. I don't know how many in particular.
Yeah, but how many does it take to complete? To finish
Oh,
work,
yes.
you need the last one.
The last one just need one more piece of brick and that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
There are two docks in front of a dock, two docks behind the dock, and one dock in the middle. How many docks are there?
Take it again.
So there are two docks in front of one dock, and then two
Hmm.
docks are behind one as well. And then there's one dock in the middle. How many docks are there?
Two docks in
In
front of a
front
dock.
and then two behind.
That's three. Three and then two behind. That's
Hmm.
five.
Hmm. And then one in the middle.
And then one in the middle.
Hmm.
Are they in front of a mirror? Is the dock
No,
in front of a
no,
mirror?
no, they're
It's
not in front
not.
of the mirror. No.
I'll say
Going.
five.
There are three
Five.
ducks. There are three. So like two in front of one, two behind, and one in the middle.
No, that's how.
It's three, like three ducks. So like they just like two at the back, two in front, and one in the middle. If there's one in the middle of two things, that means it's three. This see,
No,
it's
but
very
then
silly. I know.
you said there was two in front of it,
Yeah,
and then there's two behind it.
yeah. Two ducks in front of one duck, and then two ducks behind one duck, and then one duck in the middle.
That's five.
No, it's three. It's three. Think about it.
Nah, it's five.
No,
Don't tell me that it's five. I don't want to take that. No, it's five.
it's three.
Okay, let's
Okay,
do
let
it
me.
this way. In your riddle, it's three, but in mine, it's five.
No, that's not how this works.
In your
That's
riddle, it's three. In mine, it's five.
that's
Let's just
how it
take it
works.
that way.
Okay, fine, no wala. Let's do one
Yeah,
last
I mean,
one.
okay.
All right. So an electric train is moving north at 100 miles per hour. Which way does the smoke blow?
Moving.
At 100 miles per hour. Final riddle. This is the last one, and then we'll get into our chat for today.
Which way does the smoke blow?
Yeah.
Whichever way the wind directs it.
Okay. Final answer.
Yeah.
It's an electric train. They don't blow smoke.
Oh shoot! I was thinking. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my goodness.
I literally had the Canadian. What's their name?
The
Canadian
train?
Pacific train on my mind. I didn't even. I totally
Oh.
blanked out the electric part. Oh shoot! Because I got stopped at the train tracks a couple of days ago because the train was
It takes so
was
long,
passing,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh shoot. So immediately you said it's an electric train. That's just what came back to my head, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
But you
okay,
know
yeah, you
what?
got me.
I got you. Yeah, I got you good on that one. But you did so well. You did so well on the trivia. You know your fatherland. I hope you know your new anthem as well. Don't worry, I'll make you sing it.
Nah, I'm not going to go there. I don't have anything to say about that.
Amazing. Well, thank you for breaking
Yeah,
this ice with me. Let's get into our
thank
chat
you
for
so
today.
much.
So,
Thank you so
Mr.
much.
Yeah, of course, Mr. Grand Commander, you are
Mm-hmm.
from Nigeria, as you know has been established. Can you tell us about your
Yep.
immigration journey of how you moved here? Just quickly summarize it for us of how you moved here to Canada, what made you move, and how life has been like since you moved here.
Okay, so I am originally from Delta State in Nigeria. I'm from the capital, Asaba.
Mm-hmm.
I am the fifth child of six kids from my mom and my dad, who have been married for I think about 47 years right now.
Wow.
Yeah, they're old like that in marriage, you know. So I got married in 2017, and it was my wife who brought me to Canada. My wife and I decided we just wanted to leave Nigeria. We were not comfortable with, how life was, and so many things that were happening back there. And so we decided to move. I wanted to go to the US, and then she said, no, let's do Canada. And I was like, Canada? Nah, because I wanted to pursue my comedy career and stuff. And she said, no, let's do, Canada. And I'm like, Canada, I really don't really know that much about it. I only knew that I had an uncle and an aunt here in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And then she insisted, let's do Canada. And I remember one of the things that my dad told me when I was getting married. He said, happy wife, happy life, So sometimes you need to listen to your wife. You guys need to
Right.
discuss and agree on certain things together. And so I said, okay, let's do Canada, but where in Canada? Because I just figured like Canada and the US are like, brother and sister. So I can always cross over to the other side to do anything if I wanted to do it. And then the next question was, where in Canada should we do? And she said, let's do Calgary. And I'm like, where is that? Because the only place I knew existed in Canada was Toronto and Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, let's do Calgary. And I'm like, where is Calgary? And she said, oh, let's look it up. So we started to look it up and all of that. And then I saw very good, reviews, small city, nice, family oriented because we were just married and we're going to start a family and stuff. So with that, and then I said, okay, yeah, it looks like a cool, chill place and all of that. And then we did a little more research, and then we found out that it was the oil city. Alberta was the province that had oil and all of that. And I was like, okay, yeah, I like the sound of oil. That means there's money here, and stuff. But I haven't seen the money since I moved here. Just kidding, though. Uh, and so we eventually settled on doing Calgary. We got here in June of 2019. And ever since Calgary has been our home, has been our city, has been amazing living here.
Mm-hmm.
Nice people, nice community, fantastic place, very relaxed. I would even say way better than the Toronto that I had in mind back then. Because
Mm-hmm.
Toronto, I visited Toronto a few times, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on here, man? It's crazy out here. But
Yeah.
Calgary is pretty relaxed, calm, and
Mm-hmm.
nice, nice place. Yeah. So that's my little immigration journey.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. So, you're a comedian, as you've stated, and you wanted to pursue your comedy career. Can you talk about how that has been? Because you're an immigrant and you're still absolutely doing comedy. So, what was your journey with like finding your people, getting started, like, or continuing your career here in Canada? And like, what was that like?
Okay. So when I got here in 2019, I didn't really see that much going on in the comedy scene from, an immigrant perspective, being a
Mm-hmm.
Nigerian and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw that the indigenous comedy scene, the local comedy scene here, had like, the Canadian guys, and some other immigrants from other, countries
Communities, yeah.
were doing their own stuff. There was the Yuck Yucks, there was what's the name of that comedy club that was taking place on Mondays downtown? I think it was on 12th Avenue. I can't remember the name, but I think it was like a Monday night thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was some other one that was going on somewhere on First Street and I think 13th Avenue downtown.
Mm-hmm.
So those were like and then there was the Comedy Cave, I think, yeah. So those were like the local comedy clubs where things were going on, and that was kind of like the very first place where I got to meet a few people, back then. But when I came in, I wanted to, integrate and see how I can do stuff. And back then, there was literally nothing happening, nothing going on in terms of, the black community, the Nigerian community, my community directly. Nobody was doing anything. It was just
Mm-hmm.
maybe once in a while you have Nigerian comedians from Nigeria come in and
Mm-hmm.
do a show, and they have maybe 30 or 40 people, and that's it. And there wasn't that much of social media in existence back then. So nobody really knew. When I did my research, I found out that I think the only two comedians that had been to Calgary in the past were Okay Bakassi and I think I Could Die were the only two comics I think that had visited back then. I'm talking about maybe 2005 or six, and then 2010 and 2012, and that was it. So I went to the drawing board and I said, okay, yeah, I need to create something. I need to see how we can do this and make it work. I worked with a guy, or before I was introduced to a guy. So I met when I moved in June. I met a guy by the name Kola K, and then we got talking because he had seen me perform at a show, and he was like, "Oh man, guy, this is good, man. But we need to create. Let's create something. Let's get you to meet a couple of other folks, and let's see what we can do." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'm down for it. Let's see what we can do. I mean, and let's grow it, because I got in, there was literally nobody doing anything, and I'm like, okay, how can we build this?" And so he introduced me to a friend of his who
Mm-hmm.
had a promotion company, Femi BG of Ikaru
Mm-hmm.
Sounds.
Hey, shout outs.
Yeah, and so I met Femi BG in 2019. We met
Mm-hmm.
somewhere downtown. I think it was Fire and Ice or so. We sat in there that day and then we just had a quick chat. And I told him, I said, yo, dude, I just moved from Nigeria. I've been doing stand up comedy and I'm here now. I want us to create something we can do on Sunday evenings and see how, we can, get it to grow and stuff. And he was like, oh, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sure, it's down. Let's do it. But he said to me, he said, I've not done anything that has to do with comedy. I'm only into, promoting shows, music shows, and, day parties and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. I mean, we can definitely collaborate. And he said, well, comedy is something new and he would like to see
Mm-hmm.
what he can do with it. And so we created the very first Nigerian and African comedy club in Calgary, in
Mm-hmm.
Alberta, and by extension in Canada. Because I literally didn't even hear of anyone happening anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called Sunday Night Comedy Club with Grand Komanda. And we had the first edition in October. So I moved in June. We had the first one in October.
Mm-hmm.
And it was amazing. It was at some very small cafe downtown, Koi Cafe, Cafe Koi.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It was on First Street. They're no longer in existence, though. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
lovely, very lovely, cozy place. And we had the very first edition. It was sold out. Like people were literally standing. Nobody knew me before, but Femi was the one who helped, drum up the awareness and did all the publicity and stuff. And people came out,
Mm-hmm.
and it was amazing. People enjoyed themselves that evening, because I was fresh from Nigeria. I had a lot of stories about Nigerian stuff,
Yeah.
and people were really vibing to it and all of that. And it was great. So we did that in 2019, 2020. COVID hit, so we literally couldn't do anything. But I think we had another edition in February of 2020, just
Mm-hmm.
before the COVID
The
lockdown.
pandemic.
And then we had, I think, two or three other editions later that year. And that was how I was able to start growing my followership, and show attendance here in Calgary. So that was how I started.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot
That
of other stories, but that was how it started.
that's the main, but that's so cool. Like even just coming and just being innovative enough to be like, you know what? I see this gap. let me fill it in, like that's absolutely like round of applause for you. That's incredible. Not a lot of
Thank you.
not everyone can do that. So I applaud you. Like I know it's not easy to start something. So like yeah, shout
Hmm.
out to you for
Yeah.
being able to do that and taking the bold step, to as a new immigrant, Johnny just come, trying to
I
start
mean, I
something
was
and
fresh.
do something.
I was going to say I was fresh off the boat, but I was fresh off the plane.
Fresh off the plane, you are still smelling of ewedu and stew. Like you are still smelling of,
Hmm.
exhaust
And some
smoke
small chops.
from small chops. So well done. Like that's absolutely incredible. Are you still doing that right now? Like does the comedy club still, you know?
Um, I moved past that phase because
Mm,
when I came, I had a plan,
mm-hmm,
and the plan was introduce myself to the community, start
mm-hmm,
small, and then
mm-hmm.
grow.
Yeah, of
And
course.
so when we started out with the Sunday night comedy club,
Mm-hmm.
and then we used to do it. I think it was once a quarter, so we used to have it
Okay.
every 3 months,
Yeah.
and it was Sunday evenings. Just come in, have hang out with your friends, have a good laugh,
Mm-hmm.
and then go to work the following day. And it was properly scripted.
Mm-hmm.
And when we started, then other folks in the city who were trying their hands out with stand-up comedy were also coming out to say, oh yeah, I would like to feature. We had an open mic. We had some other guys
Mm-hmm.
who reached out. I think some other African guys who reached out from Edmonton, Ronnie and Tesh. And then we featured them on the show. We had Malika LaSalle. We had
Mm-hmm.
Marito Lopez. We had Adora 1-4, and a couple of other people who came around.
Mm-hmm.
But the plan was start small, introduce myself to the community, and grow. So we
Yeah.
had, I think, in total, we had, I think, about 5 editions of the Sunday Night Comedy Club, either 5 or 6, I can't really remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved on to phase two of my plan, and the phase two of
Right.
my plan was to now host my own full blown show.
Mm.
And that was what we had in 2021, October 2021. It was Just Joking with Grand Komanda.
Yeah.
And that was a much larger audience.
Mm.
So that one had, I think, a total of 150 persons in attendance.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I had done a couple of shows here. I've been introduced to the Nigerian community. I'd hosted a couple of birthdays and parties and weddings. So we had, a lot more attendance, 150 people at the festival hall,
Mm-hmm.
on the Ninth Avenue. And then after that, I moved on to phase three, which was something much more bigger, a
Mm-hmm.
live recording, which I did achieve in 2022, and that was called Grand Komanda Handsome and Funny.
Okay.
It was a much more bigger production because when we were doing the comedy
Wait,
show, it was
wait,
just
wait, wait, wait.
myself.
First of all, pause. You just they talk. You're just saying this small, small. I just did this. So I just did. This is a big deal. Like, bros, we hello, well done, no. Like, I
We're
love how
trying
you
to,
literally had a plan, and you're like, step one, tick. Step two, moving to the next phase, and you do that, and then like that is incredible. I just wanted to like say that real quick. You're being humble, though. You're just saying, we had
I'm,
a
I'm,
sold out
I'm, I'm
show. You
actually
had
humble.
this we had a sold out show. We did this one in this place. Bro, talk out with your phone out. Like that's incredible. I just wanted to shout you out real quick because like you are just saying it's small small. Let's help you loud it because you moved in
Thank you very much.
2019 and you've already done such incredible work. It's hard and I understand the struggles. So I just wanted to say that. Well done. Please continue. Continue.
Thank
Your
you so
live
much.
recording, your live
Um,
show. Okay, please continue.
okay, so I think it's important to point out the fact that all along the journey, all along the process, whilst I was able to do everything,
Mm-hmm.
I was just, how do I put it? I think I was blessed to
Mm-hmm.
just meet people along the way who were able to buy into my ideas and what I
Yeah.
wanted to achieve. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was able to work with them, to achieve all of these things.
Yes.
Did I achieve those goals? Yes. Did I do it all on my own? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Could I have done it on my own? Maybe, but I'm pretty sure it would have come with a whole lot of stress.
And probably taking you
But there were
longer.
people. Yeah, it would have taken me longer, but there were people who were just divinely ordained to be there at the time that I needed them, and they were just ready to be a part of my, story, a part of my journey, until we're able
Yeah.
to, make it happen.
Shout out
So
though. Shout out to those people
shout
that
out
like,
to,
yeah, that
yeah,
come
Femi
through.
BG.
Femi BG Kola, you
Shout out
mentioned two
to
people. Like, shout out to everyone
Yeah,
because it
shout
takes
out
a
to
village.
KMK. Shout out to Femi BG. Shout out to DJ Blaze. Chinyere Emele of ML Event. Shout out to Amobadero, Mochi Photos,
Yeah,
Ichiro, Nobrat
Moti.
War.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of people. I can't remember all the names right now.
Yeah, of course.
Larry Ajayi. There's Pepe Soul. There's a whole lot of people who, at one point in time, just came out and were just like, "Oh, we love what you're doing. Let's see, what do you need? How can we help?"
Yeah.
So in 2021, when we were planning for Just Joking, Femi and I, we sat down and we were looking at the picture. We're like, okay, so we've done the comedy club, but we need to take this and make it bigger. What do we do? And so I said, okay, I want to see myself. I see myself in front of an audience, doing a live recording. I want to, be on stage for at least 1 hour and
Yeah.
do
That's like
stuff
a life
in front of
special,
people.
right?
Yeah, like a special. I want to record my own special. I've had jokes that I've been creating over the years, but I want to go on stage and perform them for an hour. And he said, okay, where do we use? And so we started looking at venues and stuff. And one of the venues that crossed my mind was the Bella Concert Hall. I'll come back to the Bella later. And so I looked at it and I'm like, man, I love this venue. And so I showed him and he said, whoa, that's it, 600 people, bro. I'm like, yeah, I know. And he's like, man, how do we do that? We just moved from how much do you think we'll charge? And what's the production cost going to, entail and all of that. And so I looked at it and I said, well, I don't think I can do that yet. So I asked him, I said, is there any hall we can get that can seat maybe like 200 to 250 people? And then he suggested we use the festival hall. And so I went there, looked at the place. They had a stage, they had sound, they had the lights. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And so we asked them and they said, yeah, we'd sit just about 150 people. So I said, okay, yeah, let's go with that. And so we did it. It was a huge challenge then, but we're able to, pull people out and we got that sold out. And then 2022, and I said, okay, if we've done this, it's time to move and think bigger. How do we make this bigger? I then looked at the Bella Concert Hall again. And I'm like, if I could do 150, I could move to the Bella right now. But then I now reached out to my production team. My production team had changed at that point, because Femi said, well, he wanted to focus on his stuff and all that. We're still good friends, he still comes to my shows and stuff. And so we started looking at a couple of venues. So we looked at the Bella again, but the Bella didn't work because that was the year. It was in 2022. I called them to find out how much the hall was going to cost me.
How much? Please tell us. Tell us.
So they told me the cost, and it was several thousands of dollars. And I told them, I said, let me discuss with my team. I'll get back to you guys. I didn't call them back that year. I bounced because I was like, what? And they were like, oh no, you should come in and take a look at the. I said, yeah, let me just discuss it. I'll get back. Absolutely, why not? I mean, I'll come back.
Yeah.
I didn't go back, my sister. you know. So I
Yeah.
discussed with my guys. We looked at a couple of venues, and then we settled to use a banquet hall. I think it was it was a Hellenic banquet hall we used, and then we started publicity, and then we moved from 150 capacity to 350.
That's double.
I was, I was like, how do we do this, man? We just have to make this thing work Because if it doesn't work, I think I'll just go back to the 150 venue,
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
started publicity and we're driving sales and we're doing everything we could do. But Nigerians in this city can stress. You tell them buy tickets, buy tickets. They wait till the dying minute.
Yes.
Ah!
Last minute. Yeah.
Nigerians, Africans, they will wait till the dying minute, you know. But we're able to sell out the Hellenic, the one in 2022, which was my first live recording, Grand Komanda Handsome and Funny. And then, with the kind of person I am, when I'm on a particular project, I'm already thinking about the next one. So, whilst my team and I were planning for Handsome and Funny, I was already a step ahead thinking of, okay, so because I know this one will be a success, what's the next one going to be? And then the team or the title of the next show crossed my mind. And it was called Mischievous Immigrant because then I was still an immigrant.
I mean, you
And they were
still
like,
are.
and I remember I was in Sam's studio that day, and Sam was like, "Guy, you ever they rest?" I said, "I did rest." He was like, "No, they rest." I said, "I did rest." He said, "We still they talk about handsome and funny. It's like 2 months away, and you're already telling me that you are thinking of another one. What's going on with you? Okay, focus. Let's finish this one first." And I'm like, "No, I'm just telling you. So let me speak it so that it will come into
Into
existence."
existence. Yeah.
And he was like, "Okay, so where are we going to use?" And I'm like, say that Bella we look just now, and I've been look Bella last year, but let's see how it goes." And he's like, there's nothing impossible now. Let's see how it goes. So we had Handsome and Funny, and then I was able to bring in Okay Bakassi because he was visiting from Nigeria, and it was an amazing show. It was fantastic. Chinyere handled all the planning, all the logistics, and all of that. So I was very relaxed, you know, and it was sold out. On the day of the event, we had to turn some people back at the entrance because there was no seats for them to sit down. And they were so
Wow.
angry. They were like, "Oh, what you mean? We drove all the way from..." I'm like, "You Nigerians, we told you buy ticket, but you people have refused. And then you come here, do you think it's magic? You want somebody to lap you, carry on your lap, enjoy the show and all that?" And they're like, "So we
Yeah.
should go home." I said, "Yes." But it was good, and we still get feedback from that show, over and over again. Sadly, since the 2022 show, I have not produced any show because my wife and I had a baby in 2022. And
Hey.
then in 2022, she got pregnant again. And so we're now
Now, who gave
working
her
on
this? Who
having
gave her the pregnancy? See how you said again.
God, God, the Spirit of God descended upon her.
Oh,
And,
okay, wonderful. How kind of
and
you to claim the fatherhood of that child. This is God came on your
God
mind.
took all the glory. So
Of
she took him,
course.
yeah, so she took it again. And so we're having another baby. So I just told myself, I said, let me just take a break. Let me focus on family and kids, for a bit. And then we'll come back and revisit the next project. But because I had already started speaking to my team about it, I already knew what I wanted to do. And typical of me is once I'm doing one show and I look at it and I'm like, okay, what were the shortfalls? What did we do right? What did we do correctly? What do we need to improve on? So I saw that the show we did at the Hellenic was good, you know, but the production part in terms of the lighting, the ambience, the hall, and all of that didn't really fit well with what we wanted to achieve. It was a live recording, yes, but the technical part of it didn't really,
I see.
fit what we wanted to achieve. And so
Okay.
the Bella Concert Hall came back to my mind, and I said, God, how can you make this happen? Your son has been looking at this fruit since. I know you told Eve in the Garden of Eden not to eat this fruit. I've not touched it since. If you give me permission, then I'll go ahead. And God being so kind, a few of the people who saw what we did in 2022 reached out and said, "Oh yeah, this was nice, man, but what are you thinking of? What do you want to do for the next one?" I said, "Well, I want to use the Bella Concert Hall." And my very good friend, Peppy Soul, said to me, she said, "Why don't you approach the Calgary Arts Development, CADA, and speak to them and see if you can get support, for your project and all of that, because this is more or less like bringing an awareness and community building and stuff." So we reached out to them. I reached out to a couple of other business owners in the city, and some of them came through and they said, "Okay, yeah, if it's the Bella Concert Hall you want, let's do it. We'll get it for you. And so that was how I was able to get the Bella Concert Hall.
Hey, that is awesome. Testimony, testimony. That's such great because
Yes.
like it just speaks to growth too, right? Because now you're ready
Hmm.
for it. Like you've gone through
Hmm.
like how many venues now? Now you're ready for the Bella Concert Hall. You're ready for 600
I'm ready.
people. Yeah.
The Bella Concert Hall seats 650.
That's incredible, man. And I know it's going to be sold out
It's,
again.
it's
You're going
incredible, but it's scary.
Oh, of course it's I see that scary part, like we're not even going to talk about it because when this other one's not scary, did you not do it? Right? So you have a show coming up in the Bella Concert
Yes,
Hall. So please tell us
the
about this
Bella.
one because this one I'm sure it'll be sold out again.
So the show at the Bella Concert Hall. Originally, I wanted to call it. I was going to call it Mischievous Immigrant because then I was
Hmm.
still an immigrant. But somewhere
Wait.
along the
You're
line,
still you're still you're still an immigrant though. Did you know?
I'm not. I'm a citizen now.
Say it again, say it again.
I'm a citizen.
Citizen. You're a citizen, okay? Welcome home,
I'm a
Mr.
citizen.
Citizen. Okay,
Yeah, I'm a
Mr.
citizen. I've got my passport right now.
You got your passport? Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I've got my Canadian passport.
Okay, so is this your Canadian accent too?
Yeah, this is my Canadian accent.
Your British Canadian accent?
You know, we're colonized by British.
Yeah, by the British. Okay, so that's why you're not an immigrant. How do you say it again? Immigrant, no more.
I'm no longer an immigrant.
Okay. Were you born here?
I wasn't born here, but I mean, you know what I mean? But,
Ah, ah.
it's what it is, man.
That switch up is crazy.
You know, that's what I'm saying, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, no,
It
I'm
is what it
saying
is.
it is what it is. So anyway, you were saying,
So it was going to be called Mischievous Immigrant initially, though. But
yeah.
somewhere along the line, when I got my citizenship, I just said, nah, I can't be referring to myself as an immigrant. I'm a Canadian now, so let's just take
Sorry,
the
but
immigrant
yeah, let
out
me
of it.
break it to you. You are an immigrant. Oh. If we're not born
Uh,
here, you are a first generation immigrant. That your Nigerian accent. I know
that's
you're
your
hiding it.
that
It's still there.
that's your business. It doesn't concern me.
No, okay, no wahala.
You know.
Yeah,
So that's the reason why I just took the immigrant part out of it and just left it as mischievous.
yeah.
But the when I had the idea of the mischievous immigrant, it was simply the mischievous part of it was simply just referring to how comedians in general,
Mm-hmm.
think. As a comedian, you are wired differently from every other person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be 10 people sitting in a room
Mm-hmm.
and something serious is happening, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody would have different views and would react differently
Mm-hmm.
to what is happening. But the way the comedian sees things, he's able to see things from the humorous side.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter how serious that situation is, and everybody is, looking at this thing, analyzing this situation, the guy is just having fun and he's just laughing. And everybody's looking at him like, come on, man, this is something serious happening here. What's wrong with you? And
Mm-hmm.
the guy is like, nah, you won't understand, because every comedian has got that mischievous way of reasoning, of thinking. And that's what helps us, extract humor from lives, everyday situations and things that happen in life. So
Mm-hmm.
when we start to talk about the things that happen to us every day,
Mm-hmm.
even though they are serious things, we're still able to create humor out of it. And people look at us and they're like, why is this guy like this? Why is he never serious? And that's just us. So that's the mischievous side of us. And so that was why I decided to stick with the title Mischievous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll give you an example. I was somewhere downtown at the core shopping complex some years back,
Mm-hmm.
and this is one of my jokes that I tell on stage a lot of times. And so I just parked by the core shopping mall, and I came down, and then there was this young girl, I don't think she was up to 15 or 16, and she was throwing a tantrum. And she was screaming at her grandma and her grandpa and her mom. And she was screaming and she was yelling, literally cussing at her parents and all of that. I'm telling you, in broad daylight, in broad daylight, she
Hmm.
was cursing them, screaming, yelling.
Hmm.
And people were just telling her, take it easy, take it easy. Don't say that. She would say, I hate you, mom. I hate you, grandma. I hate you, grandpa. And she would spit on them, and people were like, take it easy, take it.
Spits?
I'm telling you. And this was the Nigerian in me, the comedian in me. I just stood at a certain, I stood at a distance and I was just
Gosh.
looking at what was going on. And I was laughing. And people were looking at me like, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he laughing? Because they knew I was obviously looking at what was going on. I was just laughing. And I just look at I just laugh. And I just say, oh my God, this can't be happening. And people were looking at me like, this is literally happening right now. This is serious. And someone was like, let's call the police, let's call the police. She's having a mental breakdown. She's throwing a tantrum and all of that. In my mind, I'm like, you guys won't understand,
Mm-hmm.
because yes, it was something serious happening, but in my
Yeah.
mind, I was just thinking, I was like, let me put myself in that girl's
In that
situation.
girl's
It's my mom,
shoes.
my dad,
That and your grandma.
or my grandmother, and my grandfather standing there, and I'm shouting at them, and I even have the effrontery to spit on them.
Hey.
Ah, no, no, no,
That'll be
no.
the last spit you
Somebody will,
spit
somebody
in
will
your
visit
spitting
heaven that
life.
night.
Yeah.
Somebody will visit heaven that night.
Yep.
That was the Nigerian in me,
Mm-hmm.
and then I saw people calling the police, and I'm like, you guys are calling the police. Like, don't the police have other important stuff to
Important
do?
things.
And
Oh.
and the girl was yelling and screaming that they are stressing her, and I'm like, you've not seen stress, my darling. You're just 15, 16. You've not seen stress. You're
Yeah.
not paying mortgage. You're
Mm-hmm.
not paying any car
Any
loan, any financing.
bills?
You're
Yeah.
not paying any bills. You're not paying for, you're not even complaining about the interest rate from Bank of. You don't have stress. You don't know what's in front. So, as a matter of fact, you don't even have any right to complain and say your mom and your dad are stressing you right now.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
that's just how we see things.
Yeah.
Some other persons will say, "Oh, yeah, this was a serious situation." Was it
Mm-hmm.
a serious situation? Yes, it was 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But the comedian in me just had to see, was just seeing the humor in that situation, and I'm able to extract the humor in that situation. And
Mm-hmm.
so when I go on stage and I tell that story, everybody just looks at me and just goes like, "Oh, this boy's simply just mischievous." So
Mm-hmm.
that's why the name of the show is called Mischievous.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my next show, Mischievous,
Yes.
um, Grand Commander at the Bella Concert Hall, and it's on Sunday, the 30th of June, 2024.
2025. And this is a comeback for you, right? It's kind of because you've been
Yeah,
on a
it's a comeback because I haven't been on stage. I haven't been on stage. I haven't headlined my own show in Calgary since 2022.
yeah. Somebody that hears you say it's a comeback now, they'll think you've been gone for 10 years.
No, no,
And
no, no,
now you
just
are
1 year.
returning. And now you are returning. This you took a little break. You're a father now, father of
Yeah,
two. So you had
I
to go
took a
live
break because
life.
I wanted to focus on my
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
And those boys have been stressing me, man. They're stressing me.
Yeah. That's what they do. I'm sure
But I love them.
you stressed your parents too.
No, I was a very good baby. I never cried. I never screamed. I never gave my
My
mom any
friend,
issues or
stop
anything.
it. Stop
I
it.
was no. I'm telling you,
Mm,
I'm the best baby ever.
okay. So you were hoping to pass down to your children, right? That
Yes, but they
they
took
will
their
know.
mother's behavior.
Oh, they took their mother's behavior. Okay. No, I hope she
Yeah.
hears you.
She'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
Because she's not here. I can get away with that.
So, Mr. Grand Commander, I have a question for you. Why the name Grand
Yes.
Commander?
Long story, long story, long story. So I got the nickname Grand Commander back in 2009. So I was in a town in Niger State back in Nigeria. It's called Bida.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was living with my elder brother. I had just finished from university and stuff. So I was waiting to go do my NYSC and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was with him, and then I got a casual job
Mm-hmm.
as an on-air personality in one of the radio stations there. And so I used to, do be like their DCA, that's the duty continuity announcer, select the songs that they'll get to play on air, handle, live calling programs and stuff. So
Oh,
I did that
nice.
for, I think, about 18 months before I went for my NYC. So whilst I was on air and speaking on air, some of my elder brother's friends will always call in and come to the house when I'm done from the radio shows, and they will always say, "Man, that they didn't believe I was the one that was talking on radio because I had like this very deep, commanding tone that I sound different when I'm on the radio than when they see me in person. I sound very, very elderly and all of that when I'm on radio, and I had like this commanding, tone and all of that. So a lot of them now started calling me like the Grand Commander, of the radio station, like
Right.
you're just in charge. Once you
Mm-hmm.
go on the air, you're like in charge of everything, how you moderate the shows and all of that. So that was how the name got to stick. But then everybody was always spelling it as Grand Commander, and then they will always unconsciously refer to me as the Grand Commander of the Armed Forces, which is the title of the president of Nigeria.
Yeah. Don't
So
let Tinubu catch
I
you.
was always quick to issue a disclaimer and say, no, I am not the Grand Commander of the Air Force, the Armed Forces. Nah,
Yeah.
I am just Grand Commander, the comedian. And they're like,
Yes.
oh, Grand Commander, the comedian. So how is yours spelled? And so I told
Mm.
them my own is not COM, it's KOMAN,
Mm-hmm.
and with a D and an A, so Grand Commander.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, okay, okay, okay. So yeah, so that was pretty much how the name just stuck over the years. I've tried to change it a couple of times, and go back to just answering my legal names, but it's just not worked because every time I try to introduce myself as Michael Ofili Chijindu, someone from the audience just shouts, "No, you are Grand Commander."
They're telling you your name.
And I'm like, I think I'm stuck with this. So
Yeah.
that's how I got the name, and that's how it's stuck over the years.
Amazing. So, as we round up, can you just tell us some of the challenges you faced? Because, like, I mean, me personally, as a fellow Nigerian, as a fellow immigrant, Canadian immigrant,
Canadian.
I feel Canadian. I'm very proud of you. Like you've achieved a whole lot, and I can only like the sky is your stepping stone. So and you've shared a lot of your wins, your processes, how you met people, how you kind of went with people, and as the saying goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. No,
Yeah.
yes, if you want to go
If you
fast,
want
go
to go
alone.
fast, go alone. But if
If
you
you
want
want
to
to go
go far,
far, go with
then you
people,
go
have a community.
with people. Yeah.
And that's what you've done. Like you've talked so much about your community of people who have helped you in your growth. So what would you say are some of the challenges you faced building your career as a comedian on this side of the world?
Okay, so I think the very first challenge that I faced was the perception that Nigerians had about shows here. I say that because I'm not throwing any shades at anybody. I'm not trying to sound, like I have made it or whatever. But I think that the way Nigerians, you know, produce, or would I use the word stage, their shows is not up to standard or up, they don't do it the right way, the way it should be done. And so that was the very first challenge that I faced. Nigerians are known to have this Nigerian time mentality or African time mentality. And it's been passed down from one generation to another, over the years. And it's really not my thing. I'm a very time conscious person. So when I say something is going to start at 6, I do my best to ensure that my setup is wrapped up by 2 p.m. I want everything that has to do with the, staging of that show. I want to start at 6 p.m. I'm not going to be running around at 6:15 or 6:30 trying to finish my setup, and I'm still trying to arrange chairs and
Mm-hmm.
get the drinks and the food in by 6:30. Nah, I want to make sure that everything in terms of seating arrangement and all of that is done by 2 p.m. So between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., I can relax myself
Mm-hmm.
and just wait for people to come and enjoy the show. That was one of the very first challenges that I faced because I had to keep hammering it on my publicity materials. I had to keep screaming it. I had to keep yelling it at them and telling them, yo, this show is going to start at this time. This show is going to start at this time. A lot of them did not believe it. When we started the show when we did the show in 2021, that was just joking.
Mm-hmm.
We had on the flyer 4 p.m., doors would open at 4 p.m. for cocktails. And all of our setup was done by 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
By 4 p.m., I think we had just maybe about 10 people. Remember, I told you the show had 150 people in attendance. We
Wow.
had just like 10 people show up by 4. But that was fine because I knew that I wanted the show to start at exactly 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So the 1 hour was for them to come get
Buffer.
check in, and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and be in the little cocktail area and stuff. And so by 4:30, a lot of them started trooping in and all of that. And by 5, we opened the doors. They went in. By 5:40, I was on stage because I had show openers and people who were going to open the show. By 5:45, I was on stage already. There was a friend of mine who I invited and I told that they should come early, and they were like, "Oh no, now other shows that they tell us 4 o'clock, they don't start until like 8 p.m." And I'm like, "No, that's not my show. My show's going to start early."
8. That's 4 hours after.
I'm telling you. And then they walked in by 6:30, and by 6:30 when they were walking in, I was already on stage,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you guys are literally like 2.5 hours late. I mean, I'm already on
Wow.
stage, and stuff." So that was one of the very first challenges that we faced. And
Mm-hmm.
subsequently, when we did the show in 2022, that as well. But people had gotten used to knowing that, okay, yes, Grand Commander's shows are different. If he tells you to come by 5, just go by 5. He's
Mm-hmm.
going to respect your time. He's going to respect your, um, you know, your presence and your
Mm-hmm.
attendance. And it's not like I'll tell you to come by 5 and I keep you standing and keep you waiting till like 7 p.m. before I start the show and all of that. So that's one of the first challenges we faced because other shows that were being done in the city, people didn't value people's time and all of that.
Right.
So that's one of the challenges I faced. The second challenge that we faced was acceptance because people didn't know what to accept.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people felt, oh, you have to be a big name before they deem it fit to come out to
Mm-hmm.
watch your show,
Mm-hmm.
or to attend your show. So when I say, okay, my name is Grand Komanda, I live in Calgary, and I'm doing my own event, I'm producing
Mm.
my own show. Some people feel, oh, I have not attained that level yet.
Right.
I'm
You
not
haven't.
as
Yeah.
big as some of the bigger names
Mm-hmm.
in Nigeria that they know or
Mm-hmm.
who have millions of following and all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
they're like, nah, why should we pay $100 to come and watch Grand Commander? He's not bringing any big name,
Mm.
So
Wow.
nah, don't worry, I'm not going unless you put a bigger name on your bill. And I'm like, nah. So that's another challenge that I face. But you know, thanks to those who have supported me over the years, who feel like
Mm-hmm.
you're my guy, we will always come out to support you. Don't worry. We rise by lifting others, according to
Mm-hmm.
Davido. And so they've always come out to support me over the
Yeah.
years, and I'm really grateful for that. And that is changing,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But the biggest challenge is Nigerians buying tickets. They will always wait till the last
Last
minute.
minute. Yep.
Oh man, they will always wait till the last minute. They will call you on the day of the show. How far? Tickets still there, won't come. Oh, shit, not today. I'm like, it was yesterday.
Not today.
Nigerians, Nigerians ask some of the
Wow.
craziest questions. It's obvious, but they'll still ask those questions.
Yeah.
So that's been the biggest challenge. But I think that's changing. Because when you see some of the shows that are put up by by comedians, I mean, Kevin Hart is selling out the 30, 40,000 capacity venue, and they put the tickets up, and in like 1 hour the tickets are gone. You hear him post. He just posts and says tickets now on sale, and 1 hour later he's posting a picture on his Instagram. Sold out. Tennessee sold out. New York City sold out. Maryland sold out. Los Angeles sold out. This one sold out. You're like, excuse me, 40,000? And here I am, a young boy in Calgary, to sell out the Bella Concert Hall. 650 people only.
Better 650
That's not even,
people.
that's
Okay.
less than the tithe of a Kevin Hart or a Dave Chappelle audience. Less than the tithe. And people are waiting till the week of the show to buy. But I think that's going to change. I think that's going to change eventually. But so those are some of the challenges that I have faced. Another challenge would be funding, but thanks to all those who have over the years come out to say, you know what, we'll support, we want to be part of the sponsors. And it's because of these people that I constantly have to up my game in terms of production, in terms of what the guests get to experience at the show. And it's been amazing. Staging a show here is not like staging a show in Nigeria. I mean, in Nigeria, you can ask for people to just come and support you, and one uncle or auntie or one cousin will say, "Oh, we'll come and do
Yeah.
it free for you." But here, you have to pay everybody that's on your production team, from the photographers to the ushers,
Yep.
to the security guys, to the
Yep.
person doing the decoration, to your
Yes.
printing,
Every
to
single
your
thing.
publicity materials,
Publicity,
to your
everything.
publicists, to the adverts you hear on radio, on TV. You're paying for literally everything.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't see the work that goes on in the background. They just
Yeah.
come on the day of the show and they enjoy the show, but a lot goes on in the background.
Yeah.
Nobody would believe when I tell them that we've been working on, my team and I have been working on this show since 2022. They'll be like, "Are you
Wow.
kidding me?" Yeah. There's countless phone calls, countless meetings we've been having, and all of that. And so when it comes out being a success, I'm grateful. I can see that everybody's input, everybody's time, all the work, and everything has paid off. Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that because like you said, African time, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty. Let me cover my face. I'm guilty. But I also know
We'll
like
compile a list of those who do African time and submit to God in heaven
God already knows all of us, no vex.
for special judgment.
God knows all of us. But like you're right, like nobody sees the work behind the scenes. You just come
Yeah,
and you enjoy yourself. And you're like, oh wow, what a wonderful show. And you go home. Meanwhile, it's months and months and months in the making, right? Paying for so many, paying for everything, including insurance too, because some venues will ask you to pay
exactly.
insurance for the
hmm
venue
hmm
to use their space. If you want to serve alcohol, you are paying. If you're paying for license
hmm
and permits, if you want to,
Absolutely.
so everything. And a hall like Bella Concert Hall probably has its own staff that you also have to pay for. Like there's
So
just
let me
so
just put
much
it into
involved.
perspective. Let me just put it into perspective. Um, I've been to the Bella Concert Hall. I have a meeting with them this Friday. That's our production meeting. So myself and my production team, we're all going to be there. So we're going to design what the stage lighting is going to be like, what my
Nice.
intro is going to be like, we're going to design all of that on Friday. I think I have had in-person meetings with the Bella Concert guys. I would say about 10 to 15 times between August last year and today. Yeah.
Wow.
I started discussing with my graphics guy. I can't count how many phone calls or emails we've exchanged, but I know I've started talking to this guy about this show since like March or April last year when he started doing all the artwork and all of that. One of the guys who's performing at the show, Alfred Kainga, he's coming from the US. He's a Zimbabwean American based comedian. I had to fly from Calgary to the US just to go meet him, to build that relationship. in September last year. And that was how we were able to talk about him being on my show this year, and we had to agree on all of that. So that's how much. That's how much work goes into the background production for these shows. But a lot of people don't know. You come in, you see a show that's properly scripted,
Yeah.
properly produced, properly packaged. You get it. You enjoy the 3-hour show, and you leave, but you don't know that it took countless number of years, countless number of months to put all of that together. The
Yeah.
Bella Concert Hall, those guys are very, very thorough. I mean, it's opened my mind to a whole lot of stuff, and I can't complain.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for June
Yeah.
30th.
Yes. June 30th, y'all. You've heard it and you've heard it here first. Thank you so much, Grand Commander, for sharing your story with us and letting us know about this show. Me personally, it just sounds like such an amazing show, and I look forward to it. So shout out to you. You've come such a long way. We are hailing you from behind. Keep on going and keep on doing your thing.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, y'all, mischievous. June 30th. If you're in Calgary, come through. Bring a friend. Bring an
Bring a
enemy.
friend. I'll bring a friend. I'll bring another friend.
I'll bring a friend. Yes.
I'll bring another friend.
Yes.
That has another
Bring
friend.
your fans. Yes, exactly. Bring your fans. Bring your toasters. Bring everybody. Just come ready to have fun. Ready to have a great, great, great time. And come on time. Okay.
Exactly.
When Grand Commander says it's going to start at this time,
so the
it's going to
doors
start
open
at that time.
p.m. The show itself kicks off at 6 p.m. So if you come at 5 p.m., you can mingle, you can interact. I mean, I'll be out there. We can take pictures, we can gist and all of that. 6 p.m., 5:30. I would leave that space where everybody is interacting and all that. You won't see me until I go on stage. So come early.
Come early, come take a photo with the Grand Commander, come and mingle. If you're looking for husband, the husband is there. If you're looking for wife, they'll be there.
If you're looking for connections, business,
anything. Networks.
Yeah.
Yes, they'll be there. So just come ready to have a good time. Come looking good, come feeling good, and ready to have a laugh, okay?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Grand Commander, please let us know your social media so we can follow you. We can follow your shows, your upcoming events, your website, all of that.
I am on Instagram as Grand Komanda. Grand Komanda is spelled GRAND KOMANDA_. That's Instagram. Okay. On X, formerly Twitter, it's G Komanda. So GKOMANDA. That's it.
That's it. If you have a website, anything you want to show?
Yeah, my website is www.grandkomanda.ca.
Yes. So please follow him, see what he has going on, get ready, and see the behind the scenes as he prepares for this show.
Absolutely.
And go and support. Let's come out, y'all, and buy your tickets on time, please.
Buy your tickets, yeah.
Buy your tickets on time.
If you're a married woman,
tickets are selling
buy
out.
a ticket for your husband to come and celebrate Father's Day on June 30th. If you are a single lady, buy a ticket to come and see or get a husband, win a husband on that day.
Win?
You can, husbands are prized possessions right now, So
are wives.
So are wives, So if you're a single boy, single guy too, come and win a wife on that day, Just come out. Let's have fun that day. Yeah.
Yeah, let's have fun. Amazing. Thank you again, Grand Commander, for coming and sharing your story. This has been amazing. Would you please leave us with a word of wisdom, a word of advice? Okay, so word of wisdom or word of advice is this. Nothing is too big for you to accomplish. Nothing is too big for you to accomplish. The only thing that, would stop you from achieving it is you not working towards it. So long as you can picture yourself in that place, you will get there. It might just take some time.
you know. But
Mm-hmm.
the more you continue to dream about it, the more you continue to crave it, you get it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, especially
Yeah.
as in whatever you do, just keep it in your mind. See yourself doing it in that space, or see yourself achieving that thing, and you'll eventually get there. I'm living proof. I saw myself in the Bella many years ago, and it's manifesting itself today. So you
It's
can do it.
going through. Yeah. Thank you for that word of wisdom. Once again,
Now we're
thank you
looking at the
so
Saddle
much, Grand
Dome
Komanda.
or the BMO Center. So
That's the next one now, she. Soon. But next will even be Canada tour
yeah.
Canada, tour North
Mm-hmm.
America, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dream
We'll
big.
get
Like,
there.
what's the
We'll get there.
limits, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Once again, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your story and telling us about your event and the process behind it.
Yeah.
And yeah, for our listeners, thank you so much for sticking with us throughout this episode. You have heard it here first. Go and buy your ticket. Go and,
Buy your tickets. The tickets
tell a
are on sale.
friend.
It's
Mm-hmm.
tickets.mru.ca/Grand Komanda. Or if you just head on to
Mm-hmm.
my Instagram page, the link is on my bio.
Yes. So buy your ticket, buy for a friend as a birthday gift, as a father's gift, as a anniversary gift, whatever. Just buy
Yeah.
your tickets, buy it on time, because on that day they will turn people back and say you did not buy it on time. Oh. So buy your tickets and get and get ready to have a great time, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. Until
Yeah.
next episode. Bye. Take
Bye.
care.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me, Sarah. Afros in the Diaspora.
Let's go. Awesome.